At least the message is correct. Okay, sound test done. And hello, welcome. Welcome to Starting Soon. It's a new stream for programming with 3D. Haven't been really answering any questions about 3D lately. I noticed on my streams. That's fine. Nobody's asked. Ask questions. Tell me things. Tell me that I'm stupid and getting everything wrong. Yeah, it's working. Who's Ali? Can I type today? No. Probably not. Doesn't bother me. Alright. Made a chat room just in case anybody wants to chat before the stream starts, or wants to ask any questions, or wants to ask me to do something completely different. It's up to you what stream, not up to me. The game that I'm making is just a background thing, so this stream is for you, not for me. I think that's the message I want to get across today. I haven't said it recently, but all the information I give is free. I never ask for anything in return. If you want the code that I write on screen, it doesn't belong to me. You would have to send an offer into Amber Skies or just contact me and I'll forward that offer onto them. It has to be by email because there may be private information in there. Usually use PayPal. Although direct bank transfers are not allowed. Right. Guess we'll start. Chat's filling up nicely with one person. Hello, person. Hello, viewer. Okay, let's see where we're up to. Ba-ba-ba-bum-ba. Diddly-dum. Okay, we need to think about game balance, use the rule of 3. Right, we know about that. I have talked about this before, I realised. In the development sessions that we did. Oh. Okay. So there are videos on that. This is a good start. Gives me time to wake up and have my coffee. Oh, and I do have coffee. I do have coffee. Yay. There you go. It's updating. Sort of. Just admit the machines that I've been given don't half work fast. Nice. Well, this might take a while. No, it didn't. It's the 99% that takes a while because you're lying to us. Hmm. And you've also left the program open. Oh, I'm getting dinglings. Should I be getting dinglings? I better check. Ah, a briefing has come through. That's fine. That's reminding me to eat. Good. Probably lunchtime then, isn't it? Or post lunchtime for me. Right, we need to think about game balance. You use the rule of three. Now, in nature, everything has threes. I don't know if you're aware of this. In physics, everything has threes. In chemistry, everything has threes. And biology, the same. All the sciences, they all have threes. It's just that scientists like to hide the fact that it's very simple. And that's the truth. The whole of reality is based around the rule of three. So when it comes to computer programming, I do the same. So let's get on with it. Character sheet and monster stats so we can create a combat system. Hmm. Okay. We have a component for combat. Hmm. Which is always in common, of course. It's a component, so it's in with all this stuff. Struct components, here we go. This surprised me, but it is needed. I'm just wondering why we put it in the combat rather than anything else. I think it's because it comes up in the messages. We don't have a description component. We may as well add it into the system now. We haven't used it yet, so just combat, I guess. Yeah, that's basically it. So we can add it into our list of components. Hmm. I'm not even sure if we're using that. Doesn't matter if we are or not. It's there for use if we need it. So, ranged attack, defense, and damage. I'm going to change that. to an int. That's correct. Good. We haven't used it. So the monster manual will need to use it. That's one thing I do know. So we'll have to add it at the end here. Let's see what I've got under add. Model ID. My God, I forward thought that one, didn't I? Interesting, because I need the ASCII number. I need the ASCII character. I need its entity ID and I need its ASCII character. Currently, it's not returning anything, obviously. Okay, what should it return? Let's just have a look at the AI one, it's easier. So we create a component and we set it to the correct place. So that's your basic structure. So let's start by placing that in. We'll call it combat. Doesn't matter what you call it. Can be anything. Okay. Actually, I can just wipe that part out. We have to send this through to a stats area. on adding. So we are going to have dungeon monster stats. Oh no, what have I done there? Watch this. Cannot rename. Yeah, okay. Got one line in it. I think we can do that. Stupid. Is it important? Yes, it is. Because this has to go onto Linux. So it's very important. Okay. So we will need some kind of... Let's see what we're going to need. We're going to need to initialize. May need an update. It's a system, isn't it? Oh, well, never mind. A lookup. That's about it, really. I think that's it. Load stats. Yeah, we're going to load them from disk. We're not having databases. There's a total of 26 monsters in the game at this point. For dungeons, anyway. Why are you still on that screen? Main? Main, what are you doing? Edit scene. Why isn't it capturing my screen again? What the hell is going on with this program? Alright, all I've done is deleted and put that back. Because I had it as a lower I had it as a lower M in monster as a title. I'm an idiot. Sorry about that. I've got to keep an eye on Twitch, haven't I? Because it's going to keep doing stupid things like that. Damned annoying, my apology. I really don't like the Microsoft systems, they don't work very well. Everything seems to be glitchy in some way or another. Okay. So what I was doing, I was just thinking through how we should do this component. Here's the component, which has a standard 4 things in it, which is initialize, add, delete, and a lookup. So use dungeon monster stats to look up data. And I think we can do that quite simply because we've got the entity ID and the model ID. Well, we only need the model ID for this because that's how it's going to be loaded. So it's going to be model ASCII number or just ASCII ID. Yeah. We're just going to use an ASCII ID. So it's going to be returning a component. So that gives me a massive clue. What I'm going to need. ECS, and it's the combat one, which didn't come up. Thank you. Okay, that will now give us the combat component. So component combat. And it's a full transfer. It's a copy. It's going to be a shallow copy. Hold on a minute. As long as we don't kill our copy, we should be all right. But we might be killing that. No, we're not. Because this will require one of these. Okay. It's starting to come together. We are going to require a storage. And it's going to be Dungeon Monster Stats. Hmm. We are going to need something here. Called Dungeon Monster Stats. And guess what? We don't have it. It's going to be a struct. Go. So type def struct. We're doing it in the C style, which is fine. And it's going to be Dungeon Monster Stats. It is currently empty for some reason, because we don't know what they are. And why are you complaining at me now? It's not a type name. No, it's a struct. Hmm. I've just entered it as a type def. What the hell are you playing at, anyway? Hmm. I know that for certain. Should work now. Oh. Hmm. No. Don't like that. I've got it. Having a bad day. American Standard Code. Information interchange. Alright, we'll just leave it for a minute then. I'll leave it as red. There you go. That fixed it. So we are going to need some kind of storage, which means we need some kind of initialization. Monster. Engine monster. Look up. I think that's going to do it. It'll just need an int ASCII D. That's all it should need. We can have a void initialize. Get the microphone out of the way a minute. Keyboard's a bit far away. Okay. American, I know. So we can have that. Again, it's going to be a void. This is actually going to end up quite easy. And I'm not doing an update. Okay. It should end up quite easy. We will need core text file utils. Because we're going to be using a text file. Okay. We're also going to need a text file to load up. Don't really want to use a header file. You tried to tell me this thing doesn't have text files. Text file. Dungeon Monster. Stats. For now, we'll just put it in there. And there it is. Hash. $26 monsters. Sorry, 24. 26, 24. 26. Monsters for our initial dungeon. Okay. So it will be 65 it'll start at. Which is whatever, A. I don't know what the monsters are. An Aquator. An Aquator. And it's just going to be 66. About. $67 is going to be a centaur. That's the ASCII code for a C, by the way, capital C. What do we got next? 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. And 80 for now. So I've got centaur. Dragon. An emu. A Venus flytrap. What's next? Griffin. I'm just going to call it flytrap. Griffin. Hobgoblin. Hmm. Nice monster. Hey, Jabberwock. The reason I can't have a space, by the way, is that the utils will detect spaces as separate identifications. So that's Jabberwock. Kobold. Kestrel. In the original, I'm having Kobold. The reason it's a Kestrel in the original is because they thought Kobold might be copyrighted by Tolkien, and it isn't. Kobold is actually a Norwegian house spirit. There you go. Medusa. The funny thing is, they used Orc, which could have been copyrighted, but it isn't. Came generic. And Phantom. So I need 81, 82, 83, 84, and 85. Dibby dibby dum dum. I love doing data. A troll. An Ervile. A demonic spirit. Remember rightly? Oh, but it's only vile. No, I want the copy of total. Because we have vampire, don't we? Yes, we do. So the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 85. 86. 87. 88. 89 and 90. V. W. X. Y. And Z. There we go. Does it detect spaces, slashes, or tabs? And you need a space at the end. What are we detecting on? I still haven't done these, have I? It just reads a text file and that's it. Fair enough. Oh, and that's all it needed to do. Okay, fair enough. You notice that when it's in pure C, we don't get the squigglies? Isn't that interesting? Hmm. Alright, so that's all I know about them so far. Monsters. Let's see what else we can find out about them. That's Monster AI. Okay, we've got quite a bit of information here. We've got different types of AIs. Okay, level doesn't mean level. Not sure. Okay. Got an awful lot of information here. Right, we've already done that in the monster manual. We're going to use level as number of dice to roll. Really? I don't think so. A, B, C, D. Huh. It was that 6 at the beginning. That's the player. 10d6 for a dragon. Really? Average of 10d6. 10d6 plus 10. So that's 60. 70, so it's 35. Average dice roll of 35 makes it probably out of the boundaries of being able to be killed by a player. Whereas if I use its level as its base hit points, 10, and add 3d6, which is an average of another 10, it becomes within the boundaries of being killable by a player. So it's level plus 3d6, depending on type, which is our 1, 2, or 3. So if it's a lair monster, it's a 2. If it's a wandering monster, it's a type 1. And if it's a boss, it's a type 3. That's what we have to decide first. Always storing them. These are all just statics. The enums. There's your enum. Right, we can only do int. Yeah. Okay, let's try this. Let's try and standard STD. Vector. I like vector. Of int. ASCII ID. No, just call it an int. Now, what are those ints going to point to? How's about dungeon? Monster stats. And we can call it dungeon monster stats. This will keep them alive. Is that needed? Have I forgotten how to do vectors? Told you I'm not a programmer. Class allocator. Class vector. Permitted to define a constant expression, object of type standard vector t. Yeah, I know it is. Member values, yeah. Member functions, blah de blah de blah. Not gonna work. Ah, God. It's gonna complain. Oh no, it's picked it up. Oh, it's the ASCII ID, isn't it? That's easier. It's easy to do the other way around, isn't it? ASCII ID. And that would be minus 65. Ding. Nope. That one. I want the value. I want the value in that. Let's see. If that works. No suitable user-defined conversion from dungeon monster stats to So I want the address of that now. I think it is the address. Oh, of course, can't do. Da. Get rid of that. That's better. Ah, there we go. That's as far as we can do. And then we return combat. Combat is a temporary. Dungeon monster stats is a permanent. We take the address. Do we need two different things? And then a conversion. Okay. That's a damn good question. I don't like this. But it's correct. Every time I ask myself that question, I say, yes, we do. But I can't think of the reason for it. Interesting. I'm out of coffee. How are we doing on chat? Lovely. Okay. So we need to initialize the stats. Easy. Why am I going to use a vector? Makes it easy. Can anybody think of why I don't want two data sets? Streamlining, I suppose, but even then I'm still going to have a copy of the component. The component's actually stored and saved at the other end in the component. What we take from these stats is up to us. That's why. Because the combat component, that's combat. That's why. There could be different types of stats that we might want to look up. Especially in the future when we start putting movement in, real-time movement. That's why I wanted two different sets. Why it's got a different file. You saw how much information we have for each monster. Well, we don't need all that information. What do we need for combat? Currently. So currently we're just going to be doing the minimum. That's all we need. Currently. We somehow have to come up with these stats. What about hit points? Hmm. Yeah, we can add that. Attack, defense, damage, and health is the basis of the combat system. Hmm. I keep thinking about the skill system and it's putting me off. So, Dungeon Monster stats currently just reflects the combat stats. I wonder if that's why I had arranged as a bull. Interesting. Instead of a number. Because it does simplify things down. I mean, initially we won't be checking it. Later on, we could just have it as a bool so we can check it. Okay. It's not going to have an entity. Yeah, that'll do. So the main difference is just that first line to start off with. I mean, there are going to be things in there like spells, bool spells. Yes or no? Or spell book. And it can have a type 1, 2, 3 spell book. Or int spell book. 0 for none. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that'll work. It might not, but it'll work for now. ASCII name, health. Ranged. Attack. Defense. Oh, I know what I haven't put in. Damage. And DR. Damage. Resist. Okay. Monster difficulty is an enum. Monster difficulty. Non extra. That's a bad word. No, non. Okay. We'll need to know that. Who needs to know that? Nobody really. I'm just putting it in to make sure I keep to the 1, 2, 3. It's there. So NPCs maybe? I don't know. I'm not really intending to use NPCs, but it does give an opening for that. I'm not sure I want it. No, I don't. It's the rule of 3. And I think I need the 0 as normal. Yeah, get rid of that one. As this gives you health value, your attack values are altered and everything is altered by the difficulty. Okay. We can use that. Yeah. Okay, I've thought well too far ahead now. Not sure about this update thingy. It wasn't Vector, what was it? Breaking down files. I have a standard utility to do that. Hmm. To use component combat, I don't need the file. ECS. I'm not looking it up. That's useless. Okay, we're now starting to focus more down on the dungeon stats. If I send through that dot text, what will I get? Something very, very bad. How are we governing that? Oh, simply. Hmm. Right, we'll call that stats. That becomes data. And you become Dungeon Monster stats, not text. Did we put a check in? Yes, we did. Magic. So now we just have to go through that source. Split it down. Where's me split? Well, it's not in there. Hmm. I don't think I've used it because I haven't needed to. But I should have a splitter. And as don't. It's not on here, I bet. Because I will not have done it. I won't have put it in here. That's in Swift. That's fine. Oh. God damn you. Who's got my splitter? Who's stolen it? Don't care right now. Oh God, this one's awful. That's horrible code in there. Why have I got a string? Cannot be opened. What? Oh, God. I've used a size T split. Gerber, what? Alright. Don't care about the namespace. Let's have a look at this splitter. Okay. Returns whatever. Takes in a string and a vector for storing it into, and a search character, which would be a space in our case. Okay. Position the next found search character, checks for the end of our text line. We do have to do the extra add because it checks. Yes, I know. And it just returns splits. Return split store.size. Oh, that's right, yeah, because we're taking it in as memory location. So we alter the split store as we go. So we only need to return whatever the size is, which we had to do as a size T because it wouldn't let us do it any other way. We don't need the text vector dump. I don't understand why endline isn't working. STD has no member endline. Yes, it does. It's in, oh, yeah, IO stream. So you've got red markers on you, and I don't really want you, so you can go. Lovely. See that done? This lot doesn't have red markers on it. This lot I do want. So I just need you. Copy. There we go. So we can now split our file. into a split store. End a line. Right, we can split it into lines, and then we can split it into data. That's easy enough to do. Okay. We now assume we have our data. So split into lines. Split into data and store into dungeon monster stats. So to split it into lines, we need a vector of line splits. At this point, I'm just going to do a quick build. And it's giving me uninitialized local variable combat used. Yes, correct. That's good. So those are the only errors. That's fantastic. I know that that's an error, don't worry. And it'll give us a number back. Which we need for the next part. Oops. I'm happy with that now. We have the string stats source. We now need a standard vector split store. All we have to do is take that off. So here we want int num lines equals split. That's already an address. And you, I just take you off. And the search character. Okay, stats, yeah. Muppet. Oh, it doesn't like it that way either. Okay. Search character is carriage return. That one. Isn't that supposed to be a char star? Does it split automatically? Hold on a minute. We don't want a search character on the first split. Or do we? See, it's all automatic. We could do all of the splits in one. We can do this as one function. But I don't want to. That's my problem. Hmm. This is peeing me about. What are you accepting here? It's not a jar star. But it is. Hmm. No, I don't like this. Char star split character equals that. I don't want the star, do I? I wish I'd spelt it right. Okay. I'm not really happy with that. Got to be the same as the text file util, haven't they? Oh yes, I know what to put in. Full stop. We don't use a full stop at all. Good. If somebody puts a full stop in, they're goofed. Or hash. No. It ignores hashes. Please tell me it ignores... Yeah, it does. It ignores hashes. Let me just check. No, we're not ignoring hashes at that point. Okay, we ignore hashes in our translation. Right, thank you. For testing, else printf percent s, suppose. Stats underscore source. I think it's a file.c string. Do I need to convert it? Only if I put a C in there. Okay. Hmm. Damn you. It's not going to do it that way either, is it? No, we're going to have to do something. Damn you. So, what are we going to do? Okay. Combat dot entity ID equals -1. Combat dot entity name equals none. Health equals 0. Ranged equals false, which we'll probably be leaving alone for now. Combat dot attack none. Defense none. Damage none. And last but not least, combat damage resist equals none. There you go. We can return combat now. Pardon? It can't do the calculation. You can't take 65 off an int. Pardon? I've never seen that before. Okay, fix that. It has to go to 0, put it that way. And the capital A is 65. So that will be the first in our do free. Yeah. Or should I say it will be the first in here, will be at the letter A. Okay. What? I've just initialized it. Ah, wait a minute, you're not talking about that, are you? Ah, right. Yeah, that's all right. Okay. Size T to int is a possible loss of data. You're sugaring me. Okay. On Dungeon Monster stats. What is this? Thank you. And it was upset about numline splits here, this int. So it is a static cast to an int. Open brackets, that lot. Typical C++. Never happy. Okay, anybody else want to moan at me? No? Okay. That's good. We haven't broken the program. Now, Dungeon Monster stats. Let's see how we are doing, shall we? Game World, are we on? Or are we on Game Rules? Okay, we're on Game Rules. Game Rules, please. Okay. So that's that included. In loop, I haven't got an initializer here. Got me components. Why have I included something and not done an initializer? Dungeon.h. Because it doesn't have an initializer. Okay. So this is going to be Dungeon Monster. Initialize stats. Right, that should output a message. Why don't you like it? Thank you. Let's see if it does. Well, well, well. Look at what we've got on screen there. A nice list. Going from #65. Notice that last line has been chopped off. But it has to be there. That's your end of file marker. It doesn't add it to this. Okay. I'm happy with that. That's working. And notice they're also on separate lines. Right. So let's just take our test off, because we don't need it now. We'll do another test in a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it through number of lines. Yeah. Let's do that. So we've got an index, and the first line will be at 0. In split store. So index, could spell it. Index will need to be less than split store. Size, please. Index plus plus. And for each line, I would like to split them again. We will need a second vector. Okay. split store data. Let's put everything into English now, shall we? Excellent. So we used something it couldn't find, which then gave us gave us all the lines. Now what we want to do is give it something it can find. So split character equals that space that. So we're going to use the spaces. What we shall do is int num data equals static cast int split, and it's going to be split store lines comma I'll deal with you in a minute. Const standard string. Whoops. That's supposed to be a const. Fair enough. No, it doesn't like it in both places. Alright, you can't change a const, that's why. Oh. Hold on a minute, I might be able to do it without that. It might just be me being an idiot. Thank you. Yes, we can do it that way. We want to place this into split store data. And we want to use the split character. I need to do this properly. Semicolon. And I'm going to take that split character and for int data index equals 0, whilst data index is less than the size of split store data, isn't it? Num data size. We could just use num lines there, can't we? don't know how it's returning these num lines and how big that's going to be. I want to give it a chance. I want to give my programming a chance to shine. Yeah. I think it's less than or equal to. I really do. Num data. I don't think it's had one added to it. And that's data index. Alright, I'll be okay with that. Yeah. For now, I'm just going to printf data %d equals %s, comma, I'll have data index. Let's see if it comes up with a 0. We're going to be going 0 to num data, aren't we? Not 1 to num data. Don't like the equal sign. I've got a 0 at the beginning. Okay, let's give that a comma. We are in split store data, data index. Alright, that should not give me a list as it was printed before. It should give me a different type of list. Printed differently. Let's see if I get what I expect. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. That was bad. That was very bad. Yes. I thought as much. You give me an allocator. Yeah, I'll convert it then. Const char star data, in this case, data equals, and we'll sort it out from there. This is a bit about vectors that they don't tell you. They're not hard to deal with. It's just you need to know what you're getting. There it is. Nope. I want the value in there. Which one is it? How do we get the data out? Is it 0? No. Want the address of that. Split store data is an address. It then points to the beginning. Data index is the thing that's looking it up. Okay. std : string. We're just calling it data, aren't we? Yeah, I thought so. That's your conversion. This now needs data. And should be okay. All right, this time just build it. I'm not totally do a rebuild. I'm not totally happy with that. Type char star. Standard string, thank you. Data dot c string thingy. Okay. This is what I needed to know. Will you accept that? Yes. Succeeded. That will give us a list now. Now what's it done? Of course. It's done the wrong thing. So we've got the ASCII character, then data. What? Oh, I didn't put my /ns in. I'm an idiot. Have I got any other printfs going on here? 1. Okay. Alright, let's try this again. I need to get the correct data. It should go down the screen. Shouldn't go across at all. That's what I thought was going to happen. It's correct, but it's not. Oh, we've got these stupid hashes in, haven't we? Oops. that messes us up. We'll have to take the hashes out. I can't have them in. Data corruption. I come up to the min at the end. Okay. A return for end of file. Right, if that is a hash, we ignore the data. How do we set that up? It's here. If we're splitting this down into data parts, so it's split store data. Data, and it is 0. At the moment, it's going to print them out. Can I do that? Yeah. Look, would seem so. Is that legal? No, I'm not a programmer. Looks like it could be. Take the hashes out. Nearly did. Yeah. And then it's got 66. How the hell did that get there? So data1 equals Aquator \n 66. Is this a problem with Microsoft not understanding what the end of a line looks like? Do we have to put \r at the end of every bloody line? I knew there'd be a problem with Microsoft. There always is. Hmm. I have to change the way the end of the line works. If you don't know what that's printing, it's actually printing COBOL \n76, which is the next piece of data. When it should read like this here. It comes down to the bottom. Then it's really screwed. It dumped the hash, which is on the same line. I see. Hmm. I'm not happy about the listing. I know why this part's happening at the bottom, and I don't really give a dingoes about that. Okay, so once we've got a line, I know there's only 26 lines. 26, data 26 equals zombie is correct. But that ASCII number there is in the wrong place. Mm-hmm. And this comes back to the way it was split. I knew that I had to test this. Because when I was looking through here, I did see in the split that checks for the end of our text line. Well, it doesn't. Can I do it? Yeah, I can. Will that make a difference? Yeah, it just hangs the system. Shame. Too easy a solution. Where are we? And now Microsoft won't let me finish. Again. Thank you. It's reading into our string, the \n. Which it has to for the shaders. Okay. Hash lines are going to naff it all up. That doesn't work. Not there anyway. If split store lines index zero is equal to a hash, just continue. Don't carry on. Right, I'm happy with that. So if the first letter of the line starts with a hash, don't do it. And we are splitting by a space. Not a \n. That should get rid of the hash comments. I don't know the answer to that one. And that starts at 0, so I don't know if I need my equals sign in. It should say 1 or 2. Yep, should say 1 or 2. Okay. That's not really what I was thinking. 41 items of data. No, that's wrong. Where the hell is it getting 41 items of data from? Oh god, is it counting that Stupid hashes again. 24. 2, 3, 4, 7, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's complicating my day. $27, that's better. It should be 52. So those two are joined. It's got 26 plus 1, and the plus 1 is at the beginning. There. So Aquator 66 is one piece of data. It's got it wrong. I don't believe that. That's the first time I've come across this with Microsoft, and I knew it existed. I just didn't realize what a headache that causes. So we have to have an artificial carriage return, which we can't have because we're using this for shaders. So we can't split the lines. Yes, we can. We then have to, no, we have to put this through a different splitter. That's stupid. That just means we've got a Microsoft splitter. No, I refuse to do that. I will work with what I have. So data 1 equals Aquator \n 66. We are going to have to parse each line. But each line is going to be wrong. We may as well just parse the source. And we can pass the source directly into, yes, I've done it. We're not splitting. We're parsing. So all of that is now gobbledygook because Microsoft is not going to allow us to do it that way. That's fine. I don't mind. It doesn't know when the end of a line is. Microsoft uses carriage return end of line because of typewriters. Used to have a carriage return on them. Oh well, text files are not stored that way. I mean, I could, but then your text files have to be different for Microsoft and for Linux and for Mac. So you'd have to change all your data every time you wanted to put it into a different system. What is the point in that? Why not just parse it? All right, you failed. That's why I didn't have the splitter, probably. Split into lines. No, we're not. I'm not doing it. Sorry. There's no point. Um, okay. Dead. Dead. Parse a text buffer. No, I don't want it there. Because I don't know if I'm going to be using it anywhere else. Okay. Void. Dungeon monster parse data. That's all we need to do. All we need to do is hand it off to a different function. The reason I'm doing that is this function may become generic. Otherwise, I just write it into the initializer, which I don't want to do. But I have a feeling it's going to be a generic file. So this should read yeah. Right, so we load the stats here. All right, that just passes it off to that. And then dungeon monster parse data. parse data, and it's just stat source. Okay. Are we happy? Stat source is one long string. So what we're going to do is we're going to be going along that string looking for spaces. I should have kept my splitter. I've got no control Z. Can't undo. Oh, I'll put it in here for now. Okay. On to June the 24th, 2019 in the Twitch Game Club, we created this file. Wow. Hey, that's nice, isn't it? That will be up on YouTube Amber Skies, won't it? Yeah. Not YouTube, Fraser Show. I'm actually using the Amber Skies stuff. They don't mind. I use all of their stuff to develop. Okay. Interesting. My mind's starting to formulate a plan, but it's not going to be very quick for it to do so. So that means we have to leave this. 15:45. Wow. How are we doing? Not too bad. So, as I think about that, yeah. I've also been thinking about the artificial intelligence thing. I might do a little bit of work on that after I finish this alpha, just as a break. This alpha will be going up for sale. Anybody wants to buy the source code and the program, they can do so. It's going up for the sale of a grand total of about £1. Yes, all of this work just to get £1. I don't care. I don't really want the money either. I'm not allowed to give the source code away free. Now, if I put a charge of £1 on it, Amber Skies can't argue with me. It's my work, under my name. They may have intellectual rights over the source code, but if I give them £1 for it, there you go. No breach of contract there. Well, probably to think I'm taking the piss, but I don't care. I am the CEO of Bloody R&D, for God's sake. I think they get far more out of me than I get out of them. Let's put it that way. Right, my CPU is still... Well, it says green, but the upload's going over 6K. I know the system's good, but I didn't realise I made it that good. I know damn well that Twitch hasn't got the capability of receiving more than 6K, so God knows where the rest of the kilobytes go to. I know Twitch isn't that good. Right. I'm going to shut down here. We've come a long way on the combat system, believe it or not. We've come a lot further along the thought path than I expected. The stats are obvious when we get to them. We've just got to generate the correct stats when we do the data. I'm happy with where we are, and I know how to parse this lump of characters. I've parsed bazillions before now. I'm bigger, lots more data than this before now, so I should be able to be okay with that. I'm just trying to work out which parser I'm going to use, and I think I'll use our static parser, which means it's tailored to the data, which is a bad one to do, but it's what we've got. And it may work out rather well in our favour for speed. In fact, it will. So, tomorrow is a Friday. We're going to kick back. We're going to relax. I'm going to pass this data, and hopefully people will start asking questions or wanting to know more, and I'll be quite happy to answer any questions. So Q&As if over the weekend, I like to do those. In the meantime, I'd like you all to take care and, of course, enjoy yourselves.